Hey, what's up? It's your boy, the Diggity Dog Art. I'm doing something I don't normally do, and that is doing a review of a video game that I recently streamed, and that's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. As you can see, the crappy, grainy footage on the screen because I was streaming with my Wi Fi and I didn't realize how terrible it looked, but it is what it is. I am going to be spoiling the game. You can see the flash fight in the background. 100% this game. I'm going to be spoiling it as I talk about it because I have things on my mind and I wanted to not only give my opinion because I feel like it's a very divisive game, but I feel like I want to weigh in, you know? I want to like because I don't see many people who have the same sentiments as me about some things for sure, but about other things not really. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna get into it. Before I start, the servers for like the first 2 days, because so I played it with my buddy for 2 days. The servers were trash. They did not let us play together. They were absolutely terrible. He was constantly getting kicked from my sessions. It was just like baffling. Like, how do you make a online only game, and the servers don't work half the time? Like, it's a AAA game. Like, it's 2024. Can we please fucking fix our servers? Like, Pal World an indie game, um, which fucking servers are fine, and it has a huge player base compared to this game. Brand new game, still in early access. And this is a full release AAA title, and the servers don't fucking work. Like, it's 2024. Let's figure our shit out. Okay? Like, fuck, you've got the money for it. You're Warner Brothers. Okay. Um, I want to talk about traversal because the traversal in this game is phenomenal. It is some of the best traversal that I have seen in like an open world game like this because you have four very unique traversal systems. You have boomerang, which is very like hard. You have to aim the boomerang and you teleport to where the boomerang lands. It's very cool, and he's fast. He's got like Speed Force gauntlet thing, so he runs fast. Super cool. Deadshot with his jetpack, just really fun, super easy to use, and you can hover and like shoot at people as I'm doing right there. Really, really cool. Harley Quinn a little bit slower, but the grapple system is dope, and like the swinging off of the drone type stuff, just fucking cool as shit. King Shark plays exactly how I would expect the Hulk to play, where he's fast and he can jump and just fucking soar. Like, it's the traversal system in this game is amazing. One of the like highest points of the game, genuinely. Um, I do have a problem with Harley Quinn's traversal. Is she is so much slower, or feels so much slower than everybody else in the game. I feel like maybe give her less cooldown for her swing, or like I don't know, like just go faster. I don't know how you can like make her go faster, but because the swing is really cool, it's so much more sluggish, and you get places so much slower than any other character. Like Deadshot, I was fucking zipping around that map. Um, and Boomerang, my buddy was playing Boomerang, and he was just fucking going. Oh shit, we're on to the Green Lantern fight already. Um, Sorry, I'm watching the fucking playback as I'm doing this. Super unprofessional. Anyways, it's not professional. It's my first time doing this. My biggest gripe with this game, and I'm sure most people's gripe, it shouldn't have been set in the Arkhamverse. Apologies. It should not have been set in the Arkhamverse. This is the sequel that we got after 9 years since Arkham Knight. This is the next step into the Arkham universe. Like, no, this shouldn't have been set in the Arkhamverse. It should have been a standalone thing. Because not only did we not see any like alien or crazy superpowers in the Arkham games, like there was some stuff, but it was kind of like suspend your disbelief science type stuff. There was no straight up magical powers or different universes or even space in the Arkham games. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're dealing with multi-dimensional travel, aliens, magic powers. Like fucking Green Lantern is one of the antagonists of the game. Uh, it shouldn't have been set in the Arkhamverse. Not only was it just like not a proper sequel at all, it didn't make any sense to me. The costumes are very cool. I do love the customization in this game. Harley Quinn always has amazing costumes. I do love how you can edit. I do love how you can edit Deadshot and Boomerang as well. King Shark has some cool variations. There's not a lot of variation with King Shark. He kind of gets the short end of the stick, but still, it's very cool. However, I do wish there was a way that you could earn the currency besides just buying it. Like, even if it was just like, oh, you can get like 10, right? And everything costs 1,000, fucking whatever. If there was a way to get it, even if it was like daily challenges and the max you can get a day is like 50, that's fine. But I want to do something to be able to earn that currency to buy more skins, buy more cosmetics, and have like some stuff obviously like completely behind a paywall. That's fine. But having other stuff where you can like unlock it would be so much cooler. Like there's so much you can do with the cosmetics, and the cosmetics are cool and they're going to be a big part of the game. Have some of them where it's like you have to pay, and some of them where it's like, hey, you might be able to earn this. I don't know. That's just me being a cheap asshole. I don't want to pay for anything, and I want more cosmetics because I like making Harley Quinn look different mostly, and I like making Deadshot look as ridiculous as I can to bug my buddy. But like, besides the skins that were just in the game, that's it. You can't buy anything more. They don't have a ton right now. Anyways, it's been, as of recording, 3 days since the game launched. But still, I wish there was a way to get that virtual currency. It is a virtual currency after all. The gameplay is very repetitive as well. Like it seems like every grunt, like non-boss, you just shoot him in the head until he dies. That's it. We were playing on the hardest difficulty. Every single enemy we encountered, and even like there was like, oh, there's different enemies. There's a Flash enemy. He goes fast. There's a Green Lantern helicopter. You have to shoot his thing off before you his shield off before you can take off the helicopter. There's like these elemental enemies where they have shield and you have to melee them before you shoot them in the head a bunch. It's like, yeah, okay, it's just shooting them in the head over and over. Like I wish there was more like the Arkham games are famous for the variety that you can do in the combat, and like this is made by the same developers set in the same universe, and there's not any variety. It's just shoot him in the face, run to the next spot, shoot him in the face. Like where's the variety that the Arkham games are so famous for? No, like I don't want to compare it to the Arkham games because it's not and it shouldn't be, but they did it to themselves because it's a sequel to the Arkham games, which is fucking stupid. Anyways, I don't dislike the game that much. It just shouldn't have been set in the Arkhamverse. But like, where's the variety that the Arkhamverse had at the same time? You know, I'm contradicting myself, but still, there should be more variety in the gameplay. Ooh, my screen just turned off. I'm recording myself. I want to see the gameplay. I'm looking at the gameplay too. It's reminding me of things. I really like this fight. This Green Lantern fight was so fucking cool. I'm getting off topic. Anyways, um, yeah, we were playing on the hardest difficulty, and it was still very easy. Just shoot things until they die. That's it. I will say though, there was like a point system with it, and whoever got the most points would like win like that mission, and then you would be the party leader. I think that's really cool. And we were really like late game, especially. We were just competing to see who could kill enemies the fastest. To be like, haha, I won. Um, and that was like kind of the driving force for that. But the gameplay itself was just shoot enemies until they die. Who can shoot the most enemies the fastest was how we were playing it. Like we were so over the actual missions. We were just like get us to the next boss fight. This we'll do a little competition, if you will, until we get to that next boss fight. Um, yeah, it was so repetitive and so easy on the hardest difficulty. Like it shouldn't have been as easy as it was. Granted, I know I'm going down a lot in the Green Lantern fight. The bosses were a different story. The regular gameplay it was so easy. Um, I also feel like they should have more variety between the characters. King Shark should be able to do massive amounts of melee damage, um, and he doesn't. None of the characters do a lot of melee damage. Melee is like not a viable option in this game. Harley Quinn should be able to fucking smack people with their bat, with her bat or mallet or hammer, whatever she has, because you can change them out. Um, you should be able to do things like with that and like have that be a viable alternative to just shooting all the time. Deadshot obviously shouldn't have melee, which he doesn't. He uses like wrist cannons, which are really cool. Actually, I think that's really dope how they use Deadshot. Um, but like King Shark should do more melee damage than anyone else, and it should be a viable alternative to just using his guns. Because, like, why does King Shark use guns anyways? He's super strong. He has these giant fucking hooks on him. And he can just bite people. Make that an attack, too. Like, I don't know. I feel like make King Shark super tanky. Don't give him any like, guns, you know? But then you'd have to change the gameplay or whatever. Like, I also feel like it limits um, the amount of characters they can add into the game later on. It's a live service game. They're going to want to add more characters, right? It limits pretty much anyone with superpowers because you have to use guns. Like a Captain Cold. How are you going to add Captain Cold? Why is he pulling out a fucking shotgun when he's got his cold gun, you know? Someone like Killer Frost, she's got cold powers. Why does she need to use a gun, you know? Like stuff like that. How are you going to add those characters? They're probably not, but it would be cool if they were in a video game called the Suicide Squad when there's Suicide Squad characters, right? You can't add those characters because they don't use guns. Same with something like people who watch the 2016 Suicide Squad movie would want someone like Katana or Killer Croc or El Diablo. None of those characters use guns. Polka Dot Man or Ratcatcher or what's another one? I don't fucking know. Javelin. They don't use guns. Like from the movies, you can't add those like movie tie-in characters that are popular because they don't you can't design them the way that they would be known. You can use like a Peacemaker or a Joker that's being actually added, but like there's not a whole lot of like really cool characters you can add. You have to really pick and choose. And I feel like myself, I'm going to be disappointed. I know I am. I already am. That like I'm not going to be able to play as a really cool supervillain who has powers, and you're just going to add people who use guns or change your characters so that they use guns more often. It kind of sucks. Um, the story was lackluster to say the least. I would say. Um, I feel like they should have added more bosses. Personally, bosses were the best part of the game. My favorite part of the game, fucking the only hard part of the game, was the bosses. There, and like major spoilers here, there was five bosses, and two of them had the exact same gameplay mechanic. Flash was cool, was kind of dope. Um, Green Lantern was really fun. Uh, Batman, I didn't like the boss fight, but it was kind of cool how they did it, I guess. It just sucks that you never actually fought Batman. Superman was dope as fuck and so hard, and Brainiac was a repeat of the Flash. I wished, and I even said it going into it if you watch the stream, I said, damn, he's going to start off as the Flash, and then he's going to morph into Green Lantern, and then Batman and Superman. He just stayed as the Flash until you killed him. Like, why not just have him morph into the four others as the three others, sorry. He's the final boss. Why is he just a Flash clone? This was the first fucking boss I beat. Like, why is it just a Flash clone, you know? Um, yeah, just like it baffled me. And imagine how cool it would be to have a Shazam boss fight, an Aquaman boss fight, a Cyborg boss fight. I'm sure they might add those later on because it's a live service game, but like, it's the Justice League. There's seven of them. Add two more, you know? Like, and I know I said four. Wonder Woman is in the game. She just doesn't turn evil. Whatever. That's cool. You know, she's the beacon of hope or whatever. I forgot that I straight up died to Green Lantern there. Sorry. Um, just like have seven members. It's the seven is like that's how many Justice League members there usually are, right? Um, this is the Batman boss fight. I left it in. It's fucking. I don't like it. I didn't have fun with it. It's like a horror game, which is really cool. And then it turns into like a weird, um, almost like platformer boss where you just jump over his attacks as you're just shooting him in the head a bunch. Uh, Super generic feeling, just not at all inspiring. Um, Lackluster boss, and it's the Arkham Batman as well. Like it should be crazier, right? Like he should be on gargoyles, and like you should be like fucking. He should be constantly outsmarting you, and he's not. He's just a fear toxin, which is the best part of Arkham Asylum. Don't get me wrong, and this is really creepy. Like the Weeping Angel statues were really creepy, but the actual boss fight itself, I feel like could have been a lot more and should have been a lot more. It's the Arkham fucking Batman. Um. Anyways, go off on that. The Flash boss fight was pretty cool. I liked that like he was hard to keep track of. He's the Flash, and you just had to get kind of lucky with where he would stand still for a while, and then he would do this like circle thing. You had to throw a grenade into it. It was a really cool boss fight. I really dug it. I thought it was fucking dope as shit. Green Lantern was my favorite one in the whole like thing, just because it was so challenging. Um, where you had to snipe fucking everything, and I was playing as Deadshot, so it was really like fucking shooting every construct that he would make. Like as soon as I would see it and trying to snipe it out of the air because it would do so much fucking damage that if you missed, you were fucked. Um, the Superman boss fight was also great. He would just pick up a fucking helicopter and smack you with it, like runner, like just flying around all nonchalant with his laser vision out or his freeze breath, just doing massive amounts of damage. It was so cool. Um, yeah, I really like those three boss fights. And I think if this wasn't the Arkham Batman, it would have been a fine boss fight. But we know what the Arkham Batman's capable of. And it's better than this. It's cooler than this. Anyways, I digress about that one. The boss fights in general were very fun and very cool, and I wish there was more. And I wish the Brainiac one had more variety than just being a Flash clone. That was very disappointing, very lackluster, and I expected more. I went into it being like, oh, this is what they did. And then they didn't do it. And I'm like, oh, it was just a Flash clone? That's fucking disappointing. Like, I went into it hyped. Like, oh, yeah, it's Flash, Green Lantern, Batman, Superman. Easy. Let's do it. There was no other phase. It was Flash, and then it was nothing. And you killed them, and then the game ended. It was just so disappointing. God, you can't see fuck all. Like the quality is so ass. I'm sorry. Um, what else do I have written down here? Right. The Flash was a cocky piece of shit as a villain, but when you kill him, the death is incredibly disrespectful. They make it into a like a piss joke, but also a dick joke, where Boomerang whips it out and goes to pee on him, and they're like, no, 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 don't do that. But also, you got a massive schlong, my dude. And it's like, is that necessary? Do you need to be like that after you just kill? Like, the Flash is my favorite DC superhero. I have a fucking Funko Pop of the Flash. Um, DC, in not to get off on a tangent, real quick sidebar. DC has the best villains in my opinion. Their heroes are all good. I like the Flash just because as a kid, I love the idea of super speed. Um, the Flash TV series, I love the first three seasons. The Flash was my favorite character in Justice League Unlimited. A Young Justice, Kid Flash was my favorite character. I just like the Flash. When they killed him off in this game, I felt super disrespected as a Flash fan. And I don't consider myself a huge Flash fan, but he's my favorite out of the Justice League. And I felt very annoyed that it was like, oh, okay, they just killed off the Flash and now it's just like disrespect. Like they couldn't have even like Wonder Woman had such a like brutal ending. Um that it's like fuck. Why like they couldn't give that same treatment to someone like the Flash. They also like the Batman death felt like a joke. Superman felt cool. It was very accomplishing because it was like we did it. We killed all the Justice League. Like it was like a reward. I don't remember after Green Lanterns. Oh, it was that really cool scene with King Shark where he put on the ring and the shark attacked the Brainiac ship. Like so much cooler. The Flash felt extremely disrespectful, and the Batman one just felt very nonchalant. It was just a prop to lure out Superman, really, more than anything. Um, like Wonder Woman got a huge one. Green Lantern had honestly the best scene. I can't believe I didn't write that down in my notes. The King Shark putting on the ring was so fucking cool. Genuinely, probably the best cutscene in the game. Um, and then, yeah, Superman just felt so rewarding but they just disrespected the fuck out of the Flash, and really just nonchalanted the entirety of Batman, which is crazy because it's the Arkham Batman. It shouldn't have been the Arkham Batman, right? Like, fucking, they should have disconnected it from the Arkham verse. Anyways, um, the boss fights were the best part of the game, 100%. Uh, there was like a tease that like so Batman faked his death at the end of Arkham Knight, and they like showed off like him joining the. It was a very like small thing that you could miss. It was a completely optional thing, but there was a small thing where it was like he came back, revealed himself as Bruce Wayne, and joined the Justice League. Um, I want that to be a game where you're the Batman. like under the Justice League's banner, going to different cities, fighting crime, like different like Justice League type villains, not Batman villains, not Batman's rogues, Justice League villains that you're fighting as the Batman, not like Justice League, like Flash villains, Superman villains, Wonder Woman villains, Aquaman villains, fucking different villains that the Batman has to outsmart, like under the banner of the Justice League. That would have been such a better game than this, right? Like, because like they have the combat, they have the stealth stuff, they have gadgets, they can make more gadgets too. You have the Justice League tech at your disposal, you can have fucking magic gadgets, superpowered gadgets, like crazy shit. That would have been such a cool game to have. And like that was the only thing after I found that I'm like, I want this game. I want the game where Batman joins the Justice League. Like that would have been dope as fuck. Why wasn't that a thing? Why was the Suicide Squad game attached to the Arkhamverse and not another Batman game where you fucking join the Justice League and fight the Justice League members' villains as Batman? Have Batman outsmart Cheetah. Have Batman fight the Reverse Flash. Have Batman fucking, I don't know, fight Bizarro or Zod or something like crazy as the final villain. Like, it would have been so dope. But instead we got a live service Suicide Squad game, which in concept a Suicide Squad game should be really cool, but it was attached to the Arkhamverse and you were killing the Justice League. And it's like, you have to do that really well, and they didn't, in my opinion. Anyways, I give it a 4 out of 10. Because there was cool moments, and 3 great boss fights that I wish there was more of, but it was so very lackluster and disappointing, in my opinion. Just how the game turned out. I feel like there's so much more they should have done, and there's also so much different they should have done. Like, it was very lackluster, very short as well, only a 10-hour campaign, which like these days, like I expect at least 20 hours. I know that's fucking like crazy because games used to be like 10 hours all the time, but I just, if they would have added 2 more bosses and had it be 7 Justice League members, I think I would have been so much happier. But the fact that there was just 4 bosses and those were the only parts of the game that I actually enjoyed really just fucking hampers. And this boss fight just sucked. I'm just shooting them the entire time and jumping over lasers and fucking clouds of dust. That's the whole boss fight. Is just shooting them in the face as you're dodging obstacles. Like no other variety, just shooting him as you're dodging obstacles. Like, the Batman boss fight was ass. I'm sorry. The rest of the boss fights in the game were the best parts of the game. And they should have done more with the Brainiac boss fight. That's it. I wish there was more bosses. It's called Kill the Justice League. I wanted there to be more Justice League to kill. Basically. If you ignore the rest of the game and take it out of the Arkhamverse on its own, these, like, the boss fights were the only good parts of the game, and there should have been more. I wasted $90 on this game. I would have paid $40. Like, games nowadays are so expensive, and I'm not going to go into it. This game was not worth $90 at all. Like, if you think you would enjoy this game, I don't recommend playing it. I would recommend maybe watching somebody play it. Even then, I don't fucking know. Boss fights were cool. If you like the gunning type game, like the brainless just gunning down aliens, try it out. The gameplay wasn't for me. Try it out when it goes on sale, because it will go on sale. It's a very divisive game. I would give it 3 months before it's half off. Uh, that's like that's not me being like a dick. That's just how like the economy and shit works. Nobody's gonna buy this game, and the player count is gonna die off. It'll be on sale in 3 months, and then you can try out the Joker and whoever else they add by then. Um, but yeah, I think this is not going to be a thing that's like a bunch of seasons. I think they said 6 seasons or something. Um, I think maybe it'll last two before people just get completely bored of it. Because honestly, I was bored of it by the end of the game. Once we beat Brainiac and it was just the Flash, I'm just like, okay, I'm done with this game. I don't want to play this anymore. So yeah, 4 out of 10 is my rating. That was my review. Um, if you want me to review more games, let me know if you like this. I know it was a like half an hour long video of me just talking and ranting. And it was kind of all over the place, but like I feel like I wrote this script on my lunch break. Um, it took me 40 minutes to write, and I stuck to it pretty well. I did have a couple tangents and a little bit of distractions, but I think it I think it came together pretty well. Let me know if you like this video. If I should do more, I'm thinking about doing an Assassin's Creed 2 one just because I just finished the game and I do have thoughts on it. Yeah. Thanks for watching this far. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you when I see you. Bye bye.